The search for secrets and Easter eggs is one of my favorite parts of playing video games. When a developer breaks immersion to acknowledge the real world's existence, along with the existence of other fictional worlds, I'm filled not only with the satisfaction of recognizing a cool reference, but also sometimes the reference gives a greater thematic depth and understanding to the game I'm currently playing. Grab your ropes and bombs, friends, for today we will be descending into the caves of Spelunky on a hunt for its most well-kept secrets and Easter eggs. Without further ado, let's get spelunking. If a player sacrifices a golden idol to Kali, they will be rewarded with a golden monkey who runs around pooping gemstones. To the uninformed, this might seem like a bit of an odd or random choice. However, the golden monkey is actually a reference to a previous game developed by Spelunky's lead programmer, Andy Hull. Built using the click-and-play development software, Andy released Golden Monkey Strike, a game where the golden monkey in question navigates a dungeon filled with fireballs, magic mirrors, and jars that eat you. The monkey is not the only character from Andy's previous projects, however. Brother Carl, the Cyclops that can be purchased from the black market, is actually from a child's interactive storybook, What's Bothering Carl, turning this lovable, child-friendly character
into a psychotic killer rampaging through the caves, murdering innocent wildlife, bystanders, and enterprising entrepreneurs to sacrifice a life to an evil god of blood.
Of all the secrets in Spelunky, the most well-kept is the Eggplant. Its existence in the game was not discovered until 3 months after Spelunky's release onto Xbox Live Arcade, to the bewilderment of the Spelunky community. What was its purpose? Why was it here? What is my purpose? What is the meaning of life? Players eventually figured out that bringing the Eggplant to hell and using it against King Yama would cause him to transform into the plump purple fruit. Remember, kids, eat your vegetables, or this could be you. Even though the Eggplant's purpose had been discovered, there was still one question left unresolved. Why an eggplant? It could have been anything. A banana, a dragon fruit, boysenberries? Why did Derek choose an eggplant? And why did he feel it was necessary anyway? Why am I getting so invested into understanding a silly little eggplant? Well, it turns out that all these questions have answers. Well, except for that last one. The story of the Eggplant goes back to the composer for Spelunky's soundtrack, Eric Shirk. When writing the game's soundtrack, Eric took inspiration from Kazumi Tataka, who is famous for hiding a simple 19-note song into every game he worked on. Eric too wanted to hide a hidden melody somewhere in Spelunky, but this of course led to the problem of where do you hide it? You didn't want every other spelunker to stumble across it randomly, but you also didn't want it to be too obscure either. Eric, Andy, and Derek brainstormed to come up with the perfect hiding spot. Everything from beating level 2-3 without collecting any gold, sacrificing 3 rocks to Kali, or feeding a gift to a man-trap. Suggestions were thrown back and forth until Derek made a suggestion that would stick. Sacrificing a gift box on an altar to reveal the eggplant and playing Eric's theme. Still leaves the question, why an eggplant? Derek explained that eggplants are surprisingly common in a lot of games that you wouldn't expect to find them in. Games like Sam & Max Hit the Road, Ice Climbers, Wrecking Crew, Adventure Island, and Kid Icarus all have references to eggplants. So when searching for a mystery secret item, an eggplant seemed like a good choice. Now is this an Easter egg? Not really. I'd call it more of an Easter eggplant. I'm so sorry. In the final tutorial level, blowing up the blocks underneath the shop will reveal a pixelated Spelunky guy sprite from the original Spelunky Classic. Repeatedly clicking the dog damsel in settings will turn the dog into a sloth. Spelunky guy is not the only adventurer who finds himself in these caves of misery. 19 other spelunkers can be used, some of which hide nods to other people and franchises. Blue, my personal favorite spelunker, is a nod to friend and fellow indie developer Colin Northway, developer of Fantastic Contraptions. Best not to let these amazing mutton chop sideburns go to waste, right? At the top of the haunted castle, players can rescue Van Helsing, the legendary vampire hunter from Bram Stoker's novel, Dracula. While we are on the subject of Dracula, let's talk about Vlad, the vampire from the depths of hell. Vlad is most likely a nod to Vlad the Impaler, one of the inspirations for Bram Stoker's Dracula. Interestingly, though, one of Derek Yu's favorite roguelikes, NetHack, also had a vampire living in a tower in the underworld that just so happened to be named Vlad. I'll let you make of that what you wish. Super Meat Boy from Ed McMillan's smash indie success, Super Meat Boy, makes an appearance as a playable character in Spelunky. Speaking of slightly disturbing hunks of flesh, let's talk about the worm. By using a damsel as bait, the players can explore the belly of the beast. Inside, the spelunker can find the Chris Knife, a reference to the Dune universe. The Chris Knife is a melee weapon crafted using the tooth of Shiai Halud, the giant sandworms native to Arrakis, implying that the Spelunky worm might in fact be the same species of worm found in Dune. The Black Knight found in the Haunted Castle is a reference to the Black Knight from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. If his sprite design was not enough to tip you off, the flag in the castle is exactly the same as the symbol of the Black Knight. This is the end of my list for today, but many of you might be wondering why I didn't even mention references like Olmec and Anubis. In fact, I didn't even mention mythology once. That is because there are so many mythological references crammed into Spelunky that I'm going to dedicate an entire video to them in part 2 of this series, so feel free to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss it. If I missed any other Easter eggs, feel free to point them out to me in the comments. And if there's enough, I might even make a part 3 to this video. Until then, watch out for them blue frogs.